All right, welcome everybody. Mr. Mancy is here with the part number 12, I believe. Part number 12. Let me see. Yes, we are recording and you guys can hear me. Awesome. All right, so next thing we're going to be doing is getting an alien spaceship and we're going to get it to move around, okay? Um, in this video, we will add the alien spaceship that will show up on each level, okay? The alien, just like the asteroids game, will move towards the player and try and shoot it out. So these next few videos will be about that. The first one, we're just going to grab it and get it to move around. Second one, we're going to get it to start shooting, and then increase in difficulty with each level, okay? So some of the topics we'll be covering today will be AI movement, vector math, moving towards a moving point, chasing AI, sprite animation, which we're really not going to do because some of these awesome things in Unity Store are already animated, so we don't even have to animate anything, which is great. That's a plus. That cuts the video down in half. Okay, so I don't want to get into animation. It is not hard. You just got to take several pictures and go into the animation and well, I mean, I don't want to get into it because then you guys will be curious about that. We're not going to get into that right now. You'll learn that more about in the next iteration if we have time. Hopefully, we can discuss how to animate stuff before the class ends or the school year ends. Okay, so um, what I got where I went and got my spaceship is where I'm going to go and get my alien. Okay, uh, I prefer a round one, but it's up to you. Um, these right here, because they're already pointing down, it's not going to be too bad. I prefer an omnidirectional kind of spaceship, so that way it doesn't look too weird. Because what it's going to be doing is going to be firing, and it's going to be like firing straight towards the player. Okay, so if we have a ship like this and it's chasing you around, it's going to stay like this the whole time. So it's not going to rotate or anything. Um, you know, I'm not going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. So, you know, having a cylindrical or a more omnidirectional type of player would be best. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit play and show you what these look like. If you like these, great. If you don't, we'll discuss where else you can go. So this is what this one looks like when you are in play mode. So you can follow along with me, or if you want to grab some other ones, these look fine right here. Look at that, already animated for you. I am going to pick this one right here. Okay, this one right here. This one's not too bad, but again, like I said, it's going to stay in this position the whole time. So just keep that in mind. Okay, it's just going to be doing this. This one looks decent enough to be moving around, following you, and it's got that cool animation already in it. So I'm going to stick with this one. Okay. Hopefully you do the same. If you choose not to, um, go to the asset store, type in here spaceships, right? And when you go in here, make sure you categorize that by 2D and also free assets. We don't want to pay for anything, and take your pick. This is the one I'm using right here, Simple Spaceships. Okay, if you haven't downloaded it, I recommend you do. But if you see something else in any of these, go right ahead. Feel free. If you want one big monster head, that's fine too. It's kind of omnidirectional, so that'll work. But let's keep it simple, okay? Something animated already is right there for you. We don't have to animate it. We don't have to do nothing to it. It's right there, okay? Highly recommended. Again, highly recommended. So let's keep on going. Let's go ahead and get rid of all this other stuff. Oh, where'd it go? Window. Okay, so this thing's acting funny. Let me just do this. All right, there we go. And we're gonna get rid of this spaceship here. Delete. And we're gonna delete this one. So I'm gonna go with this one, like I said. So we're gonna kind of. Where'd it go? Where did he go? All right, there he is. So let's rename him. Rename him Alien, of course. Alien ship. All right, so that's the one that's going to be used, and it's going to be moving in a direction. I'm probably going to originate him up here, spawn him up here, and he's going to start looking for you. Okay? So that's probably how it's going to work best. All right. All right. So since this guy's going to be moving around, let's go ahead and get him a collider because he's going to be moving, right? And get him a rigid body. What happened there? Hey. Physics 2D. Let's go with a circle collider. And as you can see, the circle collider is just a little bit outside. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that in. The radius is, oh, too much. That's good right there. All right, and I'm also going to give him some rigid body. All right, so because he's going to be moving around. So if you used auto mass on your asteroids, I suggest you use auto mass here also. Gravity, make sure you always turn it off to 0. Okay. And the next thing is we're going to go ahead and start adding some script. So let's go ahead and get ourselves ready for that. I like to clean up my stuff. I don't like it all opened up. And I'm going to go to my scripts. Alright, so I am here in my project and my script folder. Right click. I'm going to go ahead and hit create, and it'll be a C# script. Right here, folks. Everybody's been making this mistake. A lot of people have been making this mistake. These are day one scripting mistakes. You guys know better. Right here is where you change the name, okay? If you click out of it, then new behavior script is what is going to default to. You got to remember that, okay? Even though you do a rename, you have to go into the script and change it. So instead of avoiding that headache, just do that here, okay? So we're going to call it alien script. Alien script. No spaces, please. No spaces. All right, so there it is right there. We're going to go ahead and put the alien script inside my alien ship right there. Okay. Okay, because it's going to be fine. Okay. What? Stop. Alien ship. Let me just double check that because it's saying it has an error. Shouldn't have an error. I just created the darn thing. There it is. Okay. Wondering where that happened. Maybe I hadn't saved something. I don't know. All right, so let's go ahead and go in here. All right. A little slow today. All right. So there's a couple of things we need to do. We need to provide a speed. We are going to be manipulating the rigid body, so we're going to have to identify that. And we're also going to have to identify the direction that we need to be going. So we need to go ahead and create some variables up here. The first one I'm going to create is the rigid body. So it'll be public rigid body 2D. And there it is. And I'm just going to call it RB like we've been doing. Close it out. Next line will be my direction. So that's public again. And when we deal in the 2D world, we're in a vector 2 world. Okay, and we're going to name this one direction. All right, and we have to provide some speed. So let's create a public float for speed. All right, we'll give it some speed later on. Now, we also want to create another function. This function right here is per frame. We want to go ahead and make a different type, and this one is called a fixed update. Okay, so it's a void fixed. There it is right there. Fixed update. All right, there we go. And they did it for me, but we don't want private. We want public. So let's change that to public. Okay, public void fixed updates. All right, so this will get us started here. I like to hit save. Okay, so the way this is going to work, just to kind of explain it to you guys, is oh, what's going on? Oh, it's updating itself. Okay. So what it's going to do is it's going to be calculating. It's going to be doing vector math. It's going to be trying to find the position of the player one. Let me double check the player one. Okay, there it is. So what it's going to be trying to do, it's going to spawn in, or we can have it here waiting until we can put it on the timer, and then when it activates, its mission is to try and find the player. Okay, and we're going to do that with code. So it's going to be trying to find a player. It's going to be trying to find a player, and once it finds a player and narrows down its vector math, okay, because if we put this right here and we have the spaceship here, it's going to try and decrease its x and y. Okay, it's vector 2, so it's going to be constantly trying to narrow that gap down, and we can do that with code. Okay, so back to the alien script. What we're going to do is, I forgot to put, because we are going to be utilizing the player, let's go ahead and add another variable here, public, and this one is going to be a transform, and the name of it is going to be player one, because we are using player one, right? And we'll close that out. All right, so now we have to tell we have to tell the alien, when you start, this is what you need to do. Player one is now equal to the game object, and it's going to be looking for the tag, because we did tag the player as player one, so it's going to be looking for the tag. So we're going to tell it to find the tag, right? Find with tag. Where's with tag? There it is right there. Find with tag, and we're going to tell it what tag to find. In case you forgot, make sure you go back to Unity, look at your player, and look what tag you gave it. Some of y'all may have just said player. I chose player one, so that's the one I have to use. You have to use what you tagged it with, not what I'm writing. Okay, so mine is player one. Player one, just like that. Okay. All right. That takes care of that. Except I am getting that. Oh, because I'm not done. All right. Yes. All right. And now we're going to go here, and we're going to tell it in what direction we need to go. So we need to type in direction. Okay, and this is going to be equal to player. Player one position. dot position. Okay, and this is going to be minus because we're trying to decrease that position of the alien to the player, and that is a position for the alien, which is a transform position. Okay. And we close that out. All right, so the next thing we need to do is, I forgot something here. Dot normalized. Right, there it is. So what this is going to go at the frame fixed update rate of 1 second. Okay, so this is normal speed. There it is, magnitude of 1. Okay. I also forgot. Let me see. What did I forget? My parentheses. So I need a parentheses there, and I need to close it out before normalized. And there it is right there. I'm having a real problem here. Let me see. Player one. Okay, so I forgot something here. Player one, game object. So I can't do a game object unless I am looking for it in its transform position. So dot transform, and that should take care of it. Yes, there it is. Okay, I forgot that part right here. All right. Next line. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell it to move. So I got to tell the RB, the rigid body, to move. So RB dot new position. Move position. I'm sorry, move position. RB move position. There it is. And we are going to tell it where to go. We are going to go to a new RB position. Dot position. And we are going to tell it in what direction plus the direction. And we're going to multiply that by the speed that we're going to give it in a little bit. And it's going to use the time. So we're going to multiply that again by the time frame rate, which is, in this case, we're used to doing time delta time, but this time it's going to be a fixed delta time. So it's time dot fixed delta time right there. Okay, because we're utilizing this fixed update. Okay, which is 1 second per its frame rate. Okay. All right, I think that should do it. Let's go ahead and hit save. All right, and I'm just looking it over real quick, make sure I didn't make no mistakes. Direction. Okay, good. All right, so I believe everything looks good. So the object of this is for the alien to close the gap, so to speak, towards the player. So let's see if it's gonna work for us. Cross your fingers. We're gonna start off the alien here. I'm gonna go ahead and move my player one down, give it some distance. Okay, so I'm gonna start off down here. Player one, alien ship is gonna start up here. So the object of this is for it to now close the gap and try and make itself come over here. Okay. All right, cross your fingers. Let's hope this works. This new Unity is killing me. So there it is right there. Oh, come on. I'm having brain farts today, man. What is going on with me? Back to the alien ship. Gentlemen, I forgot to give it some speed. Number one, start off with 1 second. Forgot to give it the rigid body, so drag your rigid body in there. Okay. Player one will populate automatic. Oh, what happened here? Okay, I just did that. So yeah, okay. All right, so it should be clear now. I fixed the rigid body, so now it's there. All right, so that's crazy. All right, so a little bit of dead air there. Sorry. I'm just waiting for this to catch up. And we're going to go ahead and move. Right? It's following me. It's following me. It's trying to kill me. No, Mr. Alien, don't kill me. No. And it's also getting pushed by the asteroids. We'll take care of that later. Okay, now if I wrap around, it should change the directions. Yes, yes, it wants to close the gap. Okay, and look at that. It's turning nicely too. I like that. This is going to work out nice. Look at that. Yeah, I like this ship. I highly recommend this ship. Highly, highly, highly recommend it, folks. Okay? I don't know how many times I can stress that to you. And right now, it's just going to go through because it's not reacting. Okay? So, works nicely. Let's see what else we can do. Let me just double check my time here. I don't want to go over my time, so let me check. We are at 21 minutes. Okay, that looks good. I think that's good enough. Tomorrow, the next day, we'll cover the ship firing. Okay. So, looks great to me. Looks good to me. Full HD. All right, good. Why is my ship there? And all right, so we accomplished our mission. Okay, by having the ship want to go to the direction of the spaceship and close the gap. Okay, this is what we wanted. So, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment, please. Leave a comment, even if it's just to say hi. All right, Mr. Mancia signing off. Have a good evening.